Well, I think that Nye, because I think he's a person of goodwill, I think he also didn't understand how much he was fortifying the argument of a Ken Ham, the stature of a Ken Ham, and and there's but there's a flip side of this too, which is you've made this point as well, that there are, and you made it just now, that there are underlying forces, for example, in Middle East violence that people blame on religion. People always say, well, look at what religion's done. It's got Jews and Muslims fighting in the Middle East. But the fact is, for example, that Robert Pape, I know you're familiar with Robert Pape, his study of terrorism in Palestine found that it was pretty much evenly divided historically between Muslim terrorists, Christian terrorists, and non-sectarian, one might even say non-believer terrorists, members of Al-Fatah, which was never a religiously based organization. So it seems that in many cases religion is used as the flag, but is not the source of the conflict. And if that's true, isn't Bill Nye unconsciously helping somebody raise a flag that he would rather see taken down?
Absolutely, and I think the idea, the idea that I've heard pretty widely is, you don't win by not confronting creationists. Well, let's be honest. The science on this has been closed for about probably at least a century now, where we've known evolution is from. And if creationists still exist, I don't think Bill Nye debating them is going to solve the problem. Just like I don't think that you're going to convince people of lots of the other crazy things that they believe. The best thing to do, quite frankly, I think, is to teach evolution in the schools, and to not make it seem like this is a legitimate debate that we still need to be having. Because if you want to debate every wacko bird, there are still people out there who believe, in the flat Earth theory, and I really do think that is just as absurd as denying evolution and denying climate change.
Well, Sean,
is out.
I see we're in agreement on this. I gotta ask you this question. I've been debating with myself about it, but I gotta ask you: do you get hate mail from new atheists?
Here's a funny one I got. In the piece, I compared the 9/11 movement to the creationist movement because I see a lot of parallels in the immunity to evidence, right? In this world that it was once complex is made incredibly simple, which is the basis of all quackery. And I got a few 9/11 conspiracy theorists who said, "Hey, don't lump us in with those crazy creationists." So,
well,
yeah, you
well,
get weird stuff.
Well, what was fascinating to me was, Richard Dawkins has a chapter in the God Illusion about the hate mail he's received. When I was writing about the new atheists used to write me very similar hate mail, including graphic descriptions of the sexual acts that they believed I was fantasizing I wanted to perform with Jesus. So I mean, it is a heated subject for everyone on every side of it. But I think that last question for you on this topic: do you think that I'm actually trying to figure out how to best target this? Do you think that there is a way out of this polarization in the debate? In other words, I don't believe, for example, that the more extreme new atheists represent most non-believers in this country in their attitude towards Muslims or whatever. And I don't believe that Ken Ham and his ilk represent more than a tiny fraction of religionists of any religion in this country. You see a way out of that in the future? Is there anybody advocating for a more reasonable kind of dialogue?
And absolutely, I see a solution, and it's one of the things I've noted in every article I've written on this is the non-overlapping magisterium. This is something that it's Catholic doctrine now, and Stephen Jay Gould has been a proponent of it, which is we need both science and religion, and I don't see.
Well, I'm up against a hard stop on this, and I probably should have warned you of that, but. Yeah. I'm going to direct people to your writing. It's Sean McElwee, McElwee, and the non-overlapping magisteria. Thanks so much for being with us, Sean.
Absolutely. It was great to talk to you, Richard.
You bet. Same here. We'll have you back. This is RJ Eskow, and this is The Zero Hour.